So welcome everybody. My name is Chris I will be your yoga instructor today. Thank you for joining me. For those of you who are new to yoga, just wanted to get a few little rules out of the way and some guidelines. Um, Again, if you're beginning yoga and if you have any underlying health issues, please do consult with your physician just to make sure that they are informed that you're beginning this. Is the incorporation of body, mind, and soul, as well as the breath with the movement. And just a gentle reminder that this is your practice. So anything that you feel is not right for your body, please listen to that and either make a modification or, again, rule number one, no pain. So if anything causes any sharp pain, please do back off. Today we're going to be practicing chair yoga, both seated and standing, using chair as an assistant for that. So again, just a reminder that if you're unable or it's not in your ability today to stand up, then you are more than welcome to do things in the chair and seated. If you do have any type of strap, dog leash, a belt, or again, even a long hand towel, that would be beneficial. Again, you don't necessarily have to have one, but it is encouraged. It may make some of the poses a little bit more accessible. Additionally, if you have a blanket or again, a sweater or something that you would like, we typically at the end of practice do a silent meditation in what we call our resting pose. So often people will find it of benefit just to get warm and cozy. So again, I encourage you to have something warm, or if you tend to run on the warmer side like I do, typically fine the way I am. Lastly, a chair that is on a non-skid surface. So please be sure to have something either on your yoga mat or again on against a wall or some surface so that the chair will not be sliding as you move through these poses. Similarly to that, I do recommend having your socks removed so that you have bare feet and you're finding a little bit more grounding and stability in your feet. And if you are uncomfortable with that, then certainly have your socks on, but I do recommend then having something with a non-skid surface underneath so that again, you're remaining safe and stable where you are. So with that, we will get started. Little structure on the class. I typically like to begin with a little centering and breathing. As I was asked one time by a yoga student that I was teaching at a memory care facility was, what's the difference between yoga and exercise? And simply, yoga is much more than just the movement. It is the combination of the breath, body, and the mindfulness of those movements in your practice. So in reality, you could be doing nothing but doing your breathing and doing yoga. Let's come to a comfortable seat and feel your back and body firmly up against the seat. If your feet are not on the ground or able to reach, then you have a stack of books or magazines. Place your feet on those so that your knees and your legs are extended at a 90-degree angle and that you're comfortably able to reach the floor. And welcome yourself to your practice today. Checking in and recognizing those points of contact with the earth, with the chair, with the surface beneath you. Begin to bring attention to your breath. And maybe just for now, noticing the quality of your breathing. No need to change, just check in. Maybe notice whether it's deep or shallow, rapid or slow. Maybe even become curious and check the temperature as it kisses the skin just above your lip. If you feel comfortable, begin to find a soft gaze, staring out at nothing at all, or maybe even closing the eyelids. Check in, starting at your feet and journeying inward and upward, and just noticing how you are feeling today. As you continue your journey, begin to deepen the breath, elongating it, maybe drawing that breath from your belly, perhaps placing a palm or two and noticing the rise and fall as you inhale and you exhale. And in your mind's eye, perhaps counting upward. And when you're ready to exhale, count back to 1. Continue to equalize that breath, counting up to your number, and then back down to 1 as you exhale. As you continue to check in, maybe noticing any sensations or emotions that might arise, just acknowledge and then let go. Release any tension. Release all the busyness of the day ahead and dedicate this time for you. And maybe perhaps setting an intention, some quality that you would like to attract. Maybe it's health, maybe it's strength. Whatever that may be, take a deep breath in, draw it in, and on your exhale, release as if it already is so. Begin to release that deep breathing and come to the natural rhythm of your own breath. And then gently begin to draw up the corners of your eyes into a gentle smile and float the eyelids open, welcoming you and others to your practice today. So we're going to begin with a few gentle warm-up moves. And once we get through that, we will move into yoga poses, both in the chair, seated, as well as chair-assisted, standing. And once again, if it's uncomfortable or you're not quite ready to do the ones standing, You can remain seated. The first thing I'd like to do is invite you to come to the edge of your chair. This allows us to bring our attention to our posture. So bring your feet firmly placing on the floor and have your knees about hip distance apart. You can do a quick check by taking the fists of both hands and just gently placing them between your knees. Keep your feet firmly on the ground and feel the pressure points between the heels and the bottom of the toe mounds. Keep that active press and just notice, perhaps maybe sitting up just a little taller, elongating the spine and drawing the crown of your head towards the sky. Let's begin taking some breaths and combining them with some movement. We'll start with the head and neck. And gently inhale as you begin to look up. And then exhale, tucking the chin to chest. Inhale up. And exhale down. Let's go through that about 4 more times, just slowly at your own pace. Breathing in as you look up and exhaling as the chin tucks down. And while you're doing this, bring attention to your navel and see if you can draw it towards the back of your spine, allowing once again you to sit tall. And on your exhale, coming back to neutral, let's move our head from side to side. So inhale, feel the spine elongate as you press into the feet, press into your seat, and then exhale over to the right. Inhale back through center, and then exhale to the left. Inhale always back to center, and then exhale. And just like we did with the up and down, let's go from side to side 4 or 5 times, just slowly moving and isolating that movement in our head and neck. Allow the shoulders to be soft and the arms to just hang like empty coat sleeves. Perhaps the palms resting on your thighs or just down by your side. And the next time you return back to neutral, let's breathe by raising our arms and then feeling the lift of our rib cage from our hip all the way under the arms. Let the hands dangle, and as you inhale, press into the feet as you bring the arms up. Let them go where they're able to go. Turn the palms out and exhale slowly back down. And 2 more times. Inhale, nice and slowly, palms open, reaching up towards the sky. Turn the palms away and then exhale with the same speed, coming back down. And then 1 more time. Imagine again lifting up that rib cage to move your heart towards the sky. Inhale deeply. Feel that energy come all the way down through the cells, through the body, down to your feet. And release. Let's cross that left arm over and rest it on our right knee. Inhale, let's raise that right arm. Thumb pointing up. And as we exhale, Begin to follow that finger, that thumb, all the way back. And if you are able to reach it back, maybe gently resting on your chair somewhere, take another inhale as you pull the crown of your head up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, revolve to your right. Doing a little twist from the upper body over to the right. The feet, the legs, the bottom half of your arm. Just a little gentle twist. And this allows the expansion of the lungs, the intercostal muscles, gets the digestive system going. All those things that need a little massage to get going, the liver, the kidney. There's so much good in here. Continue with your breath. And on your next exhale, release and come back to your center. Reactivate that foot press. Again, draw that belly towards the spine as you feel a lift. Nice, tall, sitting posture. Right hand on your left hand comes out. And again, as you exhale, following that thumb to wherever it's able to go today, reaching behind, inhaling, sitting up nice and tall once again, and then this time looking over your left shoulder. Just notice anything that might feel different on this side. Use this opportunity to see a different perspective, maybe a different view that you haven't noticed before. Stay in tune with your breath. And then as you exhale, once again, releasing back to center. Awesome. Good work, everybody. So let's do one more arm, and then we're going to move to the bottom half of our body with our legs as the area of attention. So both arms out. And as you stay here with the palms facing each other, arms extended, notice if you are leaning forward or perhaps extending your arms out of your shoulder sockets. Begin to draw them back. So tucking them back gently. Exhale out, extend through those fingers, and then tuck it back. One more time, reach those fingers, and then take each finger to meet the thumb. So the index finger to thumb, middle finger, ring finger, pinky, pinky, ring, middle, index. Awesome. Sitting up nice and tall, take a nice inhale, and then cross that left arm over the right, and then bring that right arm in, giving yourself a nice little hug. Feeling that stretch through that shoulder area, maybe perhaps the neck, opening up the back. And feel good. And then release, extend them once again. Inhale, press through the feet, feel the spine rise. And then exhale over. And then bring your left in. Giving a little hug on this side. And giving an opportunity to stretch this side of the shoulder. Keep your breath. Keep that active seat. And then exhale, release, and then shake it out. You can do a little rolling back and forth with your shoulders, maybe a little infinity roll. And then release. So let's focus on the legs right now. And wherever you sit, please pick up the toes and then place them back down. Roll up onto the toes and place the heel back down. So with your breath, inhale, lift the toes, exhale, roll down, inhale, roll onto the toes, and exhale, down on the heels. So just begin to do that to break up some of that tightness in the bottom of the feet. We have a lot of what they call fascia, a lot of tenderness, a lot of tightness tends to develop. We take our feet for granted. They do so much and they carry the weight of our physical world. So just taking an opportunity to roll up and down, beginning to wake that up. And here's where you may or may not want the strap. So coming to the edge of your seat, okay, make sure that you're firmly on the seat, knees are at 90 degrees. Imagine again drawing that belly button towards your spine and zipping up from that to the navel, just getting into your tight skinny jeans for date night. We're going to inhale, rising up nice and tall in our chair, and then extend that leg out. You can bring the palms underneath the thigh, that helps, or perhaps a strap. So again, if you have a dog leash, a belt, something handy that's long, you can also keep the strap underneath your thigh and just continue to press in that standing leg, the one that's pressing against the floor, and just hold that leg out, zipping up that middle, and then exhale, release. You're going to inhale one more time, press through the heels, curl those toes back to you, sit up nice and tall, and see if you're leaning back. Just check in. Can I sit up a little taller and head towards the sky? And then exhale. Inhale one more time, keep that active foot press. And then exhale, release, and let that go. A lot of work there. All good stuff. So we're going to move to the opposite side. You know what's coming. So use, again, your strap or your hands. I'm going to try just using my hands this time. Make sure you've got your feet nice and firm on the floor. Ground through your seat bottom. Find that connection. And as you inhale, extend the leg out. And once again, either the palms underneath the thigh or a strap. Zipping up that abdomen, find that core strength that you know you have, and exhale, release. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, nice and tall, extend that leg, and exhale, release. And 1 more time, inhale, and exhale. Oh, wonderful, leave that down. Chair yoga is wonderful for anybody. Everyone thinks that, it may be easy or simple, and it's challenging. It's great for people if you've been sitting all day, whether you have an injury or not. There's so much that you can do with that. So let's begin by moving the knees out into a nice wide V. Again, edging to the seat, front of the seat, feet firmly on the floor. And we're going to begin to do a little bit of movement and opening up the hips. And there's a lot of connectors there Um, Pelvic mobility is one of the things that we tend to lose as we age, as well as posture and flexibility. So movement is important. And when we release and open up the hips, we also release the back, which is often the case for lower back pain and things like that. So keeping the legs nice and wide. Let's begin by taking a deep breath in. Palms can rest on top of your thighs. Inhale, nice and tall. And as we exhale, we're going to bring the right shoulder towards the left knee. Exhale. Inhale back up. And exhale left to the right. Inhale. And keep this rhythm with your breath, moving from side to side. Notice whether your limbs and your hip want to help by leaving the chair. Can you keep seated on the chair and just allow the upper body to do what it needs to do? Let's do 2 more times. And that completes 1. And 1 more time to the right. Last time to the left. And come back to your center. Wonderful. We're going to inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. And as we exhale, begin to drop that right arm to the right knee. Inhale and sweep that left arm up towards the sky. Maybe taking the gaze with it and looking at that raised hand, or perhaps just keeping your gaze out in front of you. Feel that expansion through that left side. Can you direct your breath to the left? Maybe perhaps opening up through that rib cage, allowing the breath to flow freely through all of your lungs. As you exhale, bring that arm back down. And let's sweep up 1 more time. Inhale, bringing that arm up. And exhale, release. Come back to your neutral. And in yoga, we always do both sides. No sides feel the same. No 2 sides feel the same. So left and right side may be different. Let's sweep up. Inhale. Feel that length. Exhale as you begin to lean over and drop that forearm to that left thigh. Inhale, sweep that right arm up. Keep breathing. Feel that expansion through that right side. Exhale, release that hand down. Take a nice deep inhale. And bring it all the way back up. Exhale, release. Come back to your center. And then just shimmy out your knees, maybe doing a little Charleston here. You know, someone once told me that yoga is much too important to be taken seriously. So you have to have a little bit of fun. All right, let's walk those feet together, and we're going to continue with a little bit of stretching. So wherever you sit, have that foot press. That foot press is key in most of these poses, finding again that rooting, that connection from the bottom of your feet to the surface below. We also tend to build strength when we activate those muscles which wrap around our bones, so it's fabulous for things like osteoporosis, osteopenia, just general strength builders. On your exhale, extend the right leg out, coming to rest on your heel. Have the toes curling back towards you. Feel that lengthening on the back of your leg through the hamstring. Bringing your attention now to that hip crease. When we do any type of folding or bending over, we don't want to bend from our waistline. We want to bend from that hip crease. That is where your thigh meets the hip bone. So you can, again, feel with your fingers to get familiar with that position. As we inhale, bring the arms up. And as we exhale, begin to hinge from that hip line, bringing the palm gently to rest wherever it may on the leg. If you'd like, inhale and halfway lift, finding a longer extension in your back, and exhale, draping over that right thigh. Find the breath coming through the back body, opening up the rib cage, the upper back, and allowing your belly to rest gently on your thigh. Keep that active foot press. Say hello to your toes. And when you're ready to come out of this, as you exhale, begin to hinge from that hip crease, allowing the spine to come back up to neutral, and then bring the leg back up to meet its mate. We're going to do the same on the opposite side. Exhale and extend that left leg nice and long. Curl the toes back you and that heel. With your next inhale, either use the arms or not, and then exhale, begin to glide forward, bringing your palms once again to rest on top of your leg. Inhale, and then exhale, release. Once again, find your breath, the back body. Feel that length, that extension, and that spinal flexion as we bend forward. Feel a stretch, and see if you can release anything that might feel a little tight. Once again, when you're ready, take a deep inhale. Begin to walk the hands back and come back to your neutral. Excellent job, everybody. We're going to do one more forward folding, but this time with our knees together, or I should say, hip distance apart. So have the feet planted on the floor, nice and firm. Seat right at the edge of the chair. Take a deep inhale, feel that tailbone connecting with that seat bottom as the head reaches towards the sky. Take a deep inhale, and then once again, exhale, forward fold, bringing the hands gently to rest on your lap. Inhale, and exhale, slide the hands down as you drape over. Allow yourself to hang heavy here, maybe releasing the head, the neck. And if this is too much, you're welcome to take a pillow. So this is your practice in your home. So use what you have accessible. You can always take the pillow, place it at the top of your knees, and that way, as you inhale and fold over and gently rest on the pillow, wherever it might be comfortable. Keep that active foot press. And once again, when you're ready to come out of it, press into all 4 points of your feet, hinging from your hip as you inhale, reverse that swan dive. Let's bring the hands to prayer and down to our heart as we exhale. Beautiful. Take a deep inhale here. And as we exhale, let's lean over and bring the elbow to rest on top of the thigh. Inhale, come back up. Exhale over to the opposite side. Inhale, back to center. We're going to inhale one more time, bringing the arms up. Reverse the palms, exhale, and begin to bring the arms gently behind your back or on the seat bottom. As you inhale, lift the heart up, bring the gaze forward, feel slight little arch, and then as you exhale, come back to neutral. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, press into your back or to the seat as you draw the shoulder blades together, lifting up the heart, lifting the gaze. And then exhale, release. Last time. Inhale, nice, long lift. Opening up the heart, opening up the throat. And exhale back down, releasing. Wonderful. So let's come up to a standing position. Inhale, come on up. We're going to move to the back of our chair. So I'm going to move this around just so that you can see me. And once again, a reminder, please, please, please make sure that the chair is on a non-skid surface. So I have a yoga mat that the chair is on, which is made out of a lot of texturized rubber so that it won't slide forward. If you are doing this at home, have the chair on, again, a non-skid surface or against a surface like the wall so that it won't move. So, holding on to the back of the chair, we're going to look forward and step up nice and close. Have your fingers just resting on the top of the chair back. We're going to do a little bit of a stretch as we walk back. So leave the fingers touching. Inhale, come up nice and tall. Feel that posture, everything stacking over one another. As you exhale, begin to step back until your fingertips are reaching, and then drawing attention to that hip crease. Exhale and begin to hinge forward, pressing your hips back. And you can either allow the arms over the top of the chair, or again, continue to step back so that you have nice long arms, nice flat back as you exhale, drawing that belly up to support a nice flat back, keeping Gaze down towards the floor, keeping a nice firm stance in your feet. Soften the knees a little bit. They don't need to be stiff. And just allow the heaviness of your head to hang. Feel the stretch in that upper back, the neck. When you're ready, begin to inhale as you step forward, hinging up and standing tall. We're going to come and face the front with the chair back to our side. And we're going to begin by once again stretching out those feet and finding our power pose through what they call mountain. So let's start by just coming up onto our toes, exhaling back to our heels, inhale and exhale. And keeping the feet hip distance apart, coming to stand. This is called mountain pose. Draw your tailbone down towards the earth, belly up and tucking it under your rib cage, chin parallel with the floor, looking out in front of you at what lies ahead. Keep the crown drawing almost like you're on a string of pearls. And as someone pulls that up, you can feel the spaciousness developing in your back, in between your vertebrae. Arms gently by your side. And if it feels okay, maybe letting go of the chair. And as you inhale, rotate the palms open and exhale back. Inhale, open the palms and exhale back. To experiment with a little balance in your mountain pose, shift the weight from one leg to the other. Shift left, shift right, maybe forward and backward. Find where your balance comes into play. Notice how you're standing and find your center. As we stand here, let's bring our arm up above in an inhale. And as we exhale, let's lean over to that right side. Inhale and feel the fingers rise back towards the center as you exhale them down. Stepping over to the other side of the chair, or perhaps leaving the chair in front of you, whichever you feel comfortable with. Let's do the same on the opposite. So take a nice deep inhale, reaching up. And then exhale, lean over to the left. And feeling those fingers light as a feather, someone drawing them on your next inhale up towards the sky. And then exhale, fluttering them back down to the ground. Beautiful. Now, for some balance poses, we're going to do something called tree pose. And tree pose, we begin in mountain pose. And I'm going to start on my left side. So that's going to be my standing leg. Begin to shift the weight into your left leg. As you do, bring the right foot in to touch the inside of that standing leg. The toes can be on the ground And the foot placement can be anywhere on that leg. Perhaps you'd like to put it up near your shin, or even tuck it in the inside of the thigh. But for today, let's keep those toes on the ground. This is enough. Begin to feel that gentle lift. Draw the outside of your hip, your standing hip inward, squeezing perhaps gently your buttock. When you feel you have your center of gravity, begin to imagine the tree blossoming and growing its branches. So perhaps one hand comes towards the heart. If you feel steady here, perhaps the other one meets it. Otherwise, leave one hand on the chair, looking out on the horizon and imagining whatever beautiful tree that you wish to picture yourself being. Draw that energy through the ground, rooting down and expanding those roots. And as the branches need their energy from the sun and the air above, begin to reach up towards the sky, growing your branches of whatever tree you imagine yourself to be. If it is within your wish today, maybe even expanding both. Keep a strong focus. Keep breathing. And then begin to bring the branches back down towards your center. Release that leg and shake it out. Beautiful. And with yoga, we always have to do the opposite side so that we can bring some balance into our bodies, into our mind. So find again your mountain pose. Begin to shift the weight into that opposite leg. Draw that foot towards the interior. Once again, finding whatever placement you'd like. Keeping perhaps the toes gently on the ground, the foot touching the other leg. Draw that outer hip in. And keep the gaze once again on the horizon or just above. Maybe you have the ability to look out a window or look at a beautiful painting in your home, or perhaps a photograph of a loved one. Draw again that energy, that quality, that intention to you. Bring your branches to your heart. And as you feel ready to expand, grow your branches on this side, expressing your tree. Continue to breathe nice and easy, letting go of any tension and drawing in that courage, that confidence, that strength that you have within. And when you're ready to let go, bringing it again, all your branches back to your center, back to your trunk, and releasing that leg. Lovely. So let's return back to the chair. And do a few more poses. Working a little bit more on the hip openers. coming to, again, the edge of your chair. So sliding to the edge, shimmying over there. Keeping the feet firmly on the ground. Now with this one, you may want to, again, there are many alternatives. We're going to bring our knee up. So let's start with the left. Hug that knee in. Give it a squeeze as we sit upright, firmly pressing into that right foot. Taking an opportunity to rotate the ankle and get again all of that wonderful lubricating fluid moving and strengthening our ankles, maybe pointing and flexing. Wonderful. Sit up nice and tall. Inhale, maybe draw that knee a little bit closer wherever you are. And as you exhale, begin to bring that over your opposite thigh. And if this is not within your capability today, then simply extend that right leg and rest your leg anywhere on that. Or you can also just take that leg and drop it out to the side. And see if you feel, again, that little hip opener here. You should feel something in that outer hip, perhaps even on the interior groin. But if you do have your leg over, take care to curl the toes towards the opposite wall and keep that activation through that heel. This will help to protect that knee, as well as continue to help stretch out those hamstrings and the hip flexors. You can stay here, or if you'd like a little bit more of a stretch, you'd like to deepen that stretch, find that hip crease and begin to exhale as you lean over. You can also place perhaps your elbow gently on top of the knee, as if you're having an intense listening conversation with the person across from you. Just listen to your body. Feel that gentle stretch. You can support your ankle, your toes. And as you stay here for maybe, the next 30 seconds, continue the breathing. And once again, find that breath entering and expanding through the back body, filling up your lungs, taking in all that precious energy as you release. And then coming back out of it, releasing that leg, extending it nice and long, maybe doing a stretch one more time, and coming back. Let's take that right knee up, give it a nice hug as we draw it close to our body. Once again here, if the strap is helpful, feel free to have the strap. Draw that knee in. Feel that stretch as you get a little taller in your seat. Maybe the belly and the thigh meet, maybe not. Press strongly through that opposite foot. And when you're ready, on your next exhale, cross that over the leg. And perhaps this side is completely different than the other. Maybe it's more flexible, maybe it's less. Again, honor your body. It has and holds a lot of wisdom. And once again, curl the toes, press through the heel, support your ankle, and do what feels good. I'm going to take a nice inhale as I get taller, and then once again, bring my elbow You can also just maybe keep palm on that knee and lean slightly forward, or stay upright and then just gently maybe press and bounce that, beginning to allow a little bit of release in that hip area. Stay here for a couple rounds of breath. And once again, when you're ready to release, take a nice deep sigh, exhale, stretch that foot out, take them, and let's just windshield wiper the knees back and forth, side to side. Don't slide off the chair though. And then gently come back to our center position. Let's come back into the chair by sliding all the way back until you find your back snuggled in gently in your seat. We're going to come to our final pose, which is our resting pose, our Savasana. And this is where you can use your blanket or put your socks back on, put a nice warm sweater on, whatever you need to do in order to feel comfortable. Make yourself warm and cozy. And just begin to absorb all the goodness of your own practice today. Perhaps close the eyes or soften the gaze, noticing once again your breath. Begin to come into stillness, quiet. And I will ring a soft bell when it's time to come out. Continue to lie restfully. And continue to sit restfully, breathing in and out, gently bringing your awareness back. In perhaps gently rock the head from side to side or introduce any small movements that feel good. Notice the breath moving in and out. And gently, with your eyes remaining closed or at a soft gaze, I invite you to bring your hands into prayer at your heart center. Allow the thumbs to be touching your heart and your heart against your thumbs. And let's take a collective breath in through the nose and a big ah sound out through the mouth. As your head comes into a gentle bow, you are the child of the universe, no less than the trees and the stars. You have a right to be here, and whether or not it is clear to you, no doubt the universe is unfolding as it should. May be well, may be at peace, may be content just the way you are. And may your heart rest gently in the softness of you. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining in this practice. It was lovely, and I hope that you have an opportunity to continue experimenting and finding your way. Thank you again.